Interesting. Very interesting. Um, it was good, but it was strange. No, it wasn't strange. It was bad at one part, but it was. This keeps bothering me. It keeps bothering me. Um, you see, I don't see my sisters, my mom, or my dad. I see them like 2 times a year. I'll see my mom a little bit more, but they're all busy. They all have different lives, so I don't see them. But then once I see my older sister, she judges. This is why I deleted her off my Facebook. She judges you right when you meet her. She doesn't know anything that you're doing in your life. She'll say you have to live this way because she's living this way. So while we were in the car, my sister and my mom both have this fucked up idea in their head because they both don't think. I brought this up in another video where you cannot get a part-time job and get an apartment. It's a way of escaping. It's a way of escapism, and it's a way to stay middle class forever. I got yelled at in the car by my mom and my sister, not my mom as much, but mostly my older sister and her dog of a girlfriend, because I brought up that the economy is collapsing and that it is not smart to just run away from your problems and get an apartment and have no money to survive on, pretty much. And I got yelled at for that. I said, I'm open-minded. You tell me what you think, and I respect it. I completely respect it. I'll tell you what I think. You respect it? We're fine. But if you completely just tell me this is how your life has to be, and then you deny that you just said it, you know who you are, then you're a hypocrite, and you're controlling, and you're closed-minded. And then my sister says that I'm closed-minded instead. It's just like, what the fuck? So eventually when they were both barking at me, I call it barking. I call it barking. Because when someone is just yelling at you about stuff you don't give a fuck about, I consider it's like a dog barking at you. They kept telling me over and over and over again, women do this. I'm just bringing this up. Women will try to find all the things that you did not do good at, and they'll try to bring them to the surface and tell you to make you feel bad. A woman will always do that. If they're mad, they will do that. A comedian even brought that up. What comedian was that? And they will do that. So they just started bringing up, we're smart, we went to college, you didn't go to college, you didn't go to college. They just kept repeating it, like barking. They kept barking. They're like, we went to college, we're smart, we're smarter than you, we're smarter than you. I'm like, so I just said, like, I research, I read books, I research more than you guys do in like a year, in one day. I know what's happening in the economy because, one, I read books on it, I watch videos on it all the time, and some videos are wrong. So I watch reliable ones, and I read economics. I know what's happening in the world. And their excuse to that was, well, we work jobs. We don't have time to stay at home and be on the computer all day. Well, you know what? I'm sorry you're dumb. I'm sorry for ignorance. You choose to be fancy and drink wine and party. You have time when you get off work to read and study and learn things. Don't use that bullshit excuse that you go to work. Another fucking hilarious thing that my sister's girlfriend said to me while she was trying to insult me in the car was, I went to college, I went to college, I went to college, I went to college, I know what's happening in the economy, I have a savings account. Here's what I could have said, but I just didn't want it to escalate even worse. They wanted it to escalate worse. But here's what I could have said. I could have said, then why are you a fucking photographer if you went to college? You can be a photographer without going to college. You can get experience and get a better job from that experience. You don't need college to get a job. It's been proven. My dad owns 2 houses and he didn't go... He did 2 years and he got experience. Experience is what gets you places in life. I try to tell people that, but they don't listen because they're so hardwired, their brains are so hardwired by their parents that they need to go to college to learn everything. You can learn things not in college. It's called having an open mind and having a brain. Have an open mind for once. So I told them that the banks are corrupt, and if the banks crash, they're going to take all your money. And when deflation comes, that money in the bank isn't going to be worth very much because you won't have it. Because she kept saying, I have a savings account, I have a savings account. If you do a little bit of research, just a tiny bit, you'll know the economy is in the toilet. You'll know it's in that shitter. So you don't really want to have a savings account. America forces us to spend money, pretty much. They really do want us to not save money. And there are good reasons for that. There are good reasons for that. And then she told me she had a 401k. Look up research. Do research on things like that. You're told by your parents that you're going to get all this shit when you work all these years. Do research on what's happening in this current time period. It's like my sister and her girlfriend only do research on the things that are happening in the world that are economical, as in the wars. So when someone brings up politics, they can say no, 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 and be politically correct about everything. But they don't know what's actually happening. They just know the bullet points. Politically correct people need to die. I'm sorry. They're fucking irritating. They don't actually know any real knowledge. They just, I don't know, they want to be right all the time, and they're douchebags. My sister's a douchebag. I can admit that. She's a douchebag. She cares about me, but she's a douchebag. And you know what sister you are. Not my younger sister. Maybe if you just took time to be open-minded. Be open-minded. I could have a better conversation with you. But since we were little kids, you are closed. You are closed-minded. And if someone just brings up anything that's different from the way you think, you won't accept it. You won't. The only times you like me, listen, shut the fuck up, Katie. See, I said your name. I couldn't resist. The only times you like me is when I'm quiet. Because I'm not talking. I'm not responding to the bullshit ways you think. And you know what? A lot of the ways you and me think are alike. Because you actually do research sometimes. But not enough. I do more. And the sad thing is, you can't admit that. I got food stamps first, and then you got them after me. And then you wouldn't admit that you got them because I showed them to you. Because before that, you pretty much didn't like food stamps. But then I showed you how great they were, and then you got them. You're a hypocrite. Also, you only like me when I get injured because I'm weaker than you when I'm injured. You don't like people that are better than you, is what I'm saying. I'm better than you. And I know that. I'm building a chicken hen house. I'm stronger than you. I'm healthier than you. I don't drink like you. You use wine as an excuse to drink because you're actually an alcoholic because you like to drink wine like crazy. I know more than you. I know this for a fact. You're a fucking English teacher. I know IT. I know social networking. I know nutrition. I know politics. I know economics. I've learned so much from reading. I know psychology. I know hypnotism. I know so much shit that you don't know. But no matter what, you'll never admit it. So why prove anything to you? Because no matter how much better I will become than you, you will never admit that anyone is better than you. You can't. Because your ego is this big. It's this big and it only grows. It only grows. I'll admit, I have a big ego too. But you know what? I listen to people. I listen to people. When they have something to say, I listen to them. I listen. And then I won't say you're closed-minded if I don't agree with their point. Or I won't say that's not true. I won't argue with them. I won't try to rationalize their ideas or reword what they said or twist their words around. I don't do that. Why? Maybe because I have a heart. Maybe because I'm not self-centered. You know what? In the past, I used to think that I was really one-way thinking, and I was. I can admit that. I used to think I was really one-way thinking, though. But I wasn't. As I got older, and as this experience, I found that my sister is just really fucking self-centered and closed-minded. She needs to open her mind. I think the thing that made me more open-minded when I became more spiritual. Before I became more spiritual, before I opened my pineal gland, I was more closed-minded. I thought one way, and I wanted people to think that way. My sister is just like that. She has not reached the area of letting people have their own lives, deal with it. It's their lives. She hasn't reached that point yet. She hasn't. Like that really good quote said. I'm going to try to remember it. It said something along the lines of college tests your obedience. Yeah, college tests your obedience, and what's the other? But knowledge shows your experience, or something. As in, knowledge is more important than school. Do you really want to go into a classroom with dim lights that make you tired, listen to someone talk, and then have to go home? First, you got to pay for a $50 book. Then you got to go home and write a piece of paper or do tests online and turn those papers in each week. Or you can go on the internet, look up all that information, read it on your own time, learn it, not have to take any tests, and it will be with you forever. Apply to a lower job that requires those skills. Put that on your resume. You worked that job. That job will be a good reference for a better job. And then that better job, you can get an even better one up. And then once you get to a really good job, all those people would have went to college, and you're going to be the one who didn't go to college, and you started at the bottom and learned all these things while all these other people were just concealed in a room learning one way, and you learned all these things along the way up the ladder. You got all that experience, and none of the other people got that experience. They learned everything from a book. Someone's calling me. Oh. Hello? I know. Did you just call the house? I have it now. Yep. That's what caller ID's for. Sure. In case I die. You want me to write it down? Okay, go. Okay. I know, it's in my phone. Caller ID. Yep. Oh shit. I forgot. I'll walk down there. I'm gonna go now. Bye. Yeah, I do. Okay. 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 Love you. Bye bye. Okay. I don't know why I didn't just press stop on the video. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. And that was my crazy ranting about my family and knowledge and stuff. But you really can learn on your own. It's a choice. Just remember, do you want to be concealed, or do you want to be free and learn what you want to learn and not need a piece of paper for 8 years to get a job in a failing economy where you can't get jobs? Does that make sense? Okay, bye.